Today we're going to spend some time together to take a look initially at how we might best address the challenges to successful change management. And we're going to discover early in our time together today some of the specifics, the key things that are well addressed if we're going to be successful, namely overcoming resistance to change, and how that resistance to change is fundamentally driven by the very nature of human beings, of people. And today we're going to talk about various behavioral styles that are well to understand and to observe and then to act on in order to better flex towards the styles of others in order to achieve more effective organization change management communications. We're going to walk through an application case study of a project management office manager who has a change management program that he is championing and needs the sponsorship of the chief operating officer of the company who has yet to hear about the program. So we're going to walk through that in order to explore step by step the various success factors for change management in this context. We're going to wrap up then by summarizing benefits that you can also enjoy by applying some of these frameworks and techniques, and we'll take a little bit of a polling takeaways for your experience at the end. Now, what we're going to do today is going to engage you with the chat stream. So if you haven't already, please orient yourself to the control over the chat window, open it up, and you'll be able to see the chat contributions from all the others that are on the call today. But we're going to encourage you also at several points during the talk to comment on specific questions where we'll prompt you along the way. All right, ready to get started? Let's go ahead. Well, I'm wondering if you find that this quote is useful. And perhaps you've even discovered in your own life experience, if not work experience, that it's not just the strongest or the most intelligent that survive change. It's those that best adapt to change, those that best proactively manage change. And here we're really talking about survival. We turn to slide number 9. I'm wondering how many of you have firsthand experience that causes you to relate to this image here, where you felt you were going down under the water for the third time. You were in the midst of change. You didn't feel so much in control as you may have felt victimized. You may have been the leader of change and felt that your attempts at successfully bringing about change, initial attempts had failed and you had maybe one more try. Maybe you felt that you were the sponsor of change and were still struggling to figure out what was it actually you could do that would be helpful. So the idea of change and the failure to change is most often rooted in resistance of change, and that failure to adapt to change. We're going to focus today on the very nature of people and why there is a resistance to change by that very nature of people. The Project Management Institute has done some research on this, and among PMOs, very top level concerns includes organizational resistance to change. So we know that it's on the minds of many project managers and many people that are leading PMOs. PMOs are being given more and more responsibility for the bringing about of successful change, because we know that project management discipline, as well as the behavioral aspects that we're going to talk about in today's session, are critical. So let's explore the reasons for resistance to change, and I'll offer for your consideration that your comfort, my comfort, everyone's comfort, anything that threatens our sense or perception of comfort, we will resist. It's really part of our survival mechanisms, and we'll kind of unbundle what I mean by that in just a bit. You know, each of us has a behavioral style for dealing with that discomfort with change. The behavioral style that says, I'm going to act to resist this. And there'll be various involuntary responses that you'll begin to feel. But each of us has a behavior style, and there are various behavior styles. We all don't share the identical behavior style. And that's important to understand. So we're going to be talking about knowledge of those behavior styles, because the behavior style, when we have a threat to our sense of a perception of comfort, strongly affects outcomes. And particularly, we're talking about organizational outcomes and business outcomes, but it really applies to any kind of change that we experience in our lives. So I'm hopeful that you'll consider that the more we know, and part of the reason that we go to webinars is to learn a little bit more, and perhaps following through after some reflection about what we're going to talk about and engage with one another in today's session will lead us to more effectively embracing principles of behavior that's going to lead for each and every one of us still better outcomes, particularly when we're involved as change advocates or sponsors, as change targets, people that are directly involved with bringing about change. The more we know about these behaviors and how they're related to the resistance of change, and how those behaviors can lead to overcoming those resistance of behaviors, is what we're going to be interested in focusing on today. So let's explore. You didn't think we were going to talk about chemistry today. Well, we are. There are two natures to each and every one of us. And the first nature that we have, and very much part of what we do as project managers and other people that are involved in technical organizations, rational thinking, and also sometimes thinking that's not so rational. We have control over our non-automatic muscles, and that's going to lead to a relationship we have with ourselves that we're going to call self-2. We internally have conversations, if you will, with the other nature that we have. That other nature that we have is the one that's unconscious. So we have the conscious teller and the unconscious doer. The self-2 is about emotional thinking, which is just as present in some cases is our first reaction. It's the autonomic nerve system that kicks in and helps us to regulate temperature and controls our blood pressure. And key is our response when our response to change is fear. The response to any situation that threatens our comfort level is anxiety. It's not comfortable, is it? The key here to understand is there's a dynamic between self-1 and self-2. And that's what we mean by self-1.
Hi there, hope you enjoyed that last clip. My name is Michael Maludis, and if you'd like to watch the full 60 minutes of that last webcast, while also gaining complete unlimited access to our entire library of IT learning, simply visit our subscribe page at greatpro.org/subscribe. Unlimited annual access is $199 per year, but if you use the coupon code LEARN2EARN, you can drop that membership fee to just $149. That's less than $13 per month for unlimited access to over 1,000 hours of on-demand career development, covering the entire spectrum of IT management best practices, including business analysis and requirements, software development, quality and testing, risk management, process improvement, project management, and even digital transformation. But your membership doesn't just give you unlimited access to our vast learning library. You also get free access to our mobile app, as well as direct access to our network of over 300 of the world's leading IT consultants, all of whom are dedicated to putting practical knowledge at your fingertips so that you can learn more and earn more. I hope you will join me in becoming a member of the Great IT Professional and advancing your career with us. And if you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button above so that you get notified whenever we publish new free webcasts each week of the year. Thank you for your time and best wishes for your continued success.